Dignity matters.
Welcome back here to hmTv and the Fog of War and Humanity. I'm Richard Acritelli. I'm here with my guest, Chad Lennon. Chad was just speaking about, a very, very strong experience in Afghanistan, being a logistics officer, and just looking at some of the combat that he was a part of and saw, and the IEDs and the Afghanis and, the culture and the geography. So now when you come home, what's in store for you when you come home?
A whole new experience. I remember we came home. I got home earlier than I thought because my parents came out to meet me. So we get in the middle of the night. I don't have anywhere to live. And I'm like, all right, just bring me to a hotel. So you go to a hotel, which is a weird experience. And I remember we operate on 36-hour days. It wasn't 24-hour days. So everything is completely flipped in the way that you're operating day to day. So go to a hotel, sleep for a couple hours, and I'm walking into a Burger King. I don't even have a car or anything. So just walking on a path that's a sidewalk and seeing cars and people is a completely different experience at that point. Because again, just as you come home from OCS, you come back to the States with a whole new perspective on things. So go back to the hotel, sleeping. My parents come in. So I remember another night I'm sleeping there, and my father told my mom, don't touch him on the upper, touch his feet to wake him up. So my mom comes over, tries to grab me on the shoulder. My father's trying to jump over the bed going, no. She grabs me on the shoulder, and I just turn around. I almost clocked her, just didn't even think of it. And she's like, I'm so sorry. But you're on such edge because I don't care who you are. If you're deployed in a combat zone, your life's in danger 24/7 because you're getting fired at, mortared, rocketed, all that. So you're just so on edge. So my mom was like, well, I think I'm going to hit you in the feet from now on. I felt horrible, but then we took about 24 hours and we looked for an apartment because you have about 4 or 5 days off.
Where was this? Was this out west?
Out in California.
Out in California?
Yep. San Diego, Carlsbad, Oceanside area. So found an apartment.
So it was good that your parents were out there,
my mom
right?
pushed me to get a place. If they weren't there, I probably would still have been in the hotel because I was just tired and the decompression and man, I don't want to deal with finding a place to live and moving my stuff out of storage and all that.
I just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were a huge help in getting everything back together. Then you go back to the unit and you're there for maybe 2 hours, a couple of days, 3 hours. So they slowly get you back into going to work like a normal work day.
Unbelievable, right? I mean, you're in combat. You're in a tough spot like Afghanistan, the Helmand province. So you had those triggers, right? That
you don't even think about it because it's you with everyone else are just like, yeah, this is normal, right? Because we're all having the same experience, thinking the same things, going through the same stuff. You definitely look at crowds completely differently. So I don't want to be in a crowd no one else does. So it's definitely, you don't realize what you just went through because you went through it with everybody in Afghanistan and you come home and you're going through it with everybody at home. It doesn't click in like, hey, that was a different experience that really isn't supposed to be normal.
Did the government, on the military bases, did they have any counseling or therapy?
You don't go. You don't go because look, your concern is having your weapon taken from you, and that's the reality. Is weapons and guns are part of the culture. You don't want that. You also don't want your security clearance touched because they eventually got better to say if you're going to see someone for PTSD, that's okay. We're not going to take your clearance for that. Make sure you get the help that you need. But no one is looking for help because of the stigma. It has gotten a lot better.
So there's a fear that they're going to go after your livelihood. Right?
Absolutely.
Wow. All right. So you're in California. How long are you there for?
I think I was there probably another year before I separated from active duty.
Okay, so you separate, you come back east, right?
Yes.
Now, what's in store for you when you come back east here?
So my plan was going to join the police department, going to use the GI Bill, go to school. I already took the LSAT for law school. I come home, couldn't find a job. I remember
the economy was awful, right? It was,
but I remember the marshals and ATF were like, we're going to hire only veterans.
Yeah.
Great. I want to go to law enforcement. Here's my DD 214. We can't read your DD 214. What do you mean you can't read it? Send it to him again. Yeah, we still can't read it, so we're good. Okay.
It's in black and white. It's in type. Right?
I don't know what that means. You can't read it. I sent you what I have. But look, life puts you in a different direction for whatever reason. I eventually applied for law school, and I went to law school at Toro in Suffolk County.
Now, you passed the bar, right? In 2 different states, right?
I'm smart enough to take a bar in 2 different states, apparently.
Yeah. Well, Maryland and here in New York, right?
Yes, yes.
So now you passed the bar. What do you end up doing in terms of law? What's your trade or profession, or what's your job at that time?
So initially I was in Maryland. And I did criminal defense down there. I wanted to do something with government. I was waiting to join Naval Air Systems Command, but they had a freeze in hiring. I applied for jobs in New York. Eventually, Suffolk County DA's office called me, got a job there, and passed the bar in New York, was a prosecutor at the DA's office, prosecutor in Veterans Treatment Court. There I met Craig Bruno, who was working with Toro's Veterans Clinic. Okay. And I said, hey, if you guys are doing anything that's like part-time, keep me in mind. Took my resume, passed it on. I went for an interview. I thought it was part-time. The middle of the interview, like, no, it's full-time and to be the director. I was like, oh, cool. Okay. So I got that job, director of the Veterans Clinic.
Did it help you that you were relatively fresh from active duty, that it was in the back of your mind, right? In terms
of I didn't really know there was military law for civilians. When I went to Toro and did the Veterans Clinic with Ken Rosenblum, I learned a little bit more about it. When I was a prosecutor in Veterans Treatment Court, I learned a little bit more about it. And then talking with Craig Bruno, and realizing I could do more for veterans and service members. And that's why I kind of went in that direction.
Wow. Okay, so now you're there. How do you end up getting into politics?
I was in the DA's office. I met somebody. And
who was the DA at the time there? Was it Tierney?
No, it was Spoda.
Spoda, okay.
So I was there when Spoda got arrested. Then it was Cini. I eventually left, went to private practice. And Ray Tierney's the DA there now. Actually, when I was in law school, he was one of the U.S. attorneys doing a murder trial for MS-13, and I was there trying to help out and asked him to help out on other cases. So he probably has no idea I was there, but I tell him that story all the time.
Sure. So now, what is the push that gets you into becoming a legislator there, Suffolk County Legislature?
The Afghan withdrawal. I was very angry at that because my friends died there. My friends had a lot of experience there that caused them to take their own life. And it's, what the hell did we just do? We just let it go.
Did you have any friends that were amongst the last of the troops to have withdrawal, to have come out?
I don't think they were part of the retrograde team that was out there. But I was angry at that. And I said, I got to go do something. And that's what really drove me into politics more. I was asked eventually, hey, do you want to go screen for county legislator? Sure, it'll be a great experience. Yeah. One day I'll tell my kids, I did this. It was a great experience. I never thought I was getting picked. So I go and I screen for town council, county legislator. Okay, great experience. They're going to go with somebody else because I haven't been in politics for long. And it's nothing I thought I was really going to do. So I remember being in an airport, coming back from seeing my parents with my kids, and I got a phone call. Hey, they chose you for county legislator. Okay, let's go do this. Huge learning curve, but I just went out there. I was like, this is who I am. This is what I stand for. And if you like it, vote for me. Great.
Do you recall like one response or one thing that you said that you really kind of nailed it? Like you were firm with it?
I think it's just the decisiveness, being in the military of like, hey, look, this is where I'm at. When it comes to veterans issues, human trafficking issues, understanding budgetary concerns, supporting the community, all that. So, and I said, look, there's some things I'm like, this is my opinion and it's really not going to get changed. But hey, let's talk about it. Let's find a way to get there. So if you disagree with me, great, let's have a conversation. Let's understand where each other's coming from. If you agree with me, great, let's get there. Let's take one step at a time to get to our goal.
Sure. And it's responsibility, right? Because you're taking care of your constituents, right?
It's a privilege.
It's an important thing,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
All right, so now when you look at your time as a legislature. Now, how long you been in for? A couple years
It's my
now?
first term.
First
so
term?
It'll be 2 years at the end of the year.
Has it gone by fast?
Yes.
And then when's your reelection?
It is this year.
It's this year, so
Yes.
November of this year.
November 4th.
So when you're looking at some of the main things that you've done in the last 2 years, what would be like a couple of them there?
So for veterans issues, we got the veterans traffic court put back on the docket. Just listening to the veterans of what the issues are, working with the County Veteran Service Agency. We got September 22nd recognized as Veterans Suicide Awareness and Remembrance Day. We did a ceremony last year.
You did the 22 across, right?
The 22 pack, that's PTSD awareness from Bridgeport to Connecticut, from Bridgeport, Connecticut to Port Jeff in New York here.
How do you describe that event?
It's great. I've done it 5 years. Every year's been somebody different in the kayak with me, which has been great. You see some of the same faces, you see some new ones. It's just hours on the water, just pedaling away. And it's always great to see the new folks doing it, because when you're about a mile out, you'll get together as a group and everyone falls over because you got spaghetti legs.
Sure.
But everyone's there smiling, having a great time. We all come in together as a group.
What was it like coming into Port Jeff Harbor? It must have been...
It's great because, again, it's a team, a group coming in together. It's not one person by itself. We all come in together. A lot of folks up there clapping because it is very difficult, and we all made it together, and that's the message. We're going to make it together.
And you do that with Frank Lombardi, right, from the VFW Post, right?
Yeah,
And
he runs that. He's
Commander,
fantastic.
right?
What a great program he's put together.
And I think you guys are motivated, right, for going from 1 year to the next and kind of growing it, right?
Yeah, I would love to do it every year. At the same time, I'm like, I want to give others an opportunity because I know there's a wait list. I know the more that it goes on, more people hear about it, want to do it. And I want others to experience it because it is such a great experience to have.
So there are times you have to sit behind a desk and do paperwork and make calls and be on the internet. But you're also a physical guy too.
Yep.
Where you have that movement, right?
Yes.
And which is important, right? And so people, they hear you, they see you, they know you're about. They know you're from the community, right? And you have a regular background.
Yeah, and I tell everyone, look, I'm a constituent to myself. I'm paying the same taxes. I've told my office, I have this issue near my house as well.
And you have younger kids also, right? So you have a lot in common.
Yeah.
You know, you're almost like that veteran that came home after World War II in Korea, because if you look on Long Island here, right, with the GI Bill, Long Island exploded from the baby boom from all the soldiers that were younger and they came home. Now you're one of those guys, you had that military service, but now you're a little bit later in life and you're looking at things a little bit differently. You're a lawyer, you've worked within government, right? The court system. You've done a lot of different things where it kind of maybe makes you a little bit stronger politically as well, right? As a public servant.
It's just different experiences. And I think the biggest thing is I'm willing to listen and I want to help people, whatever it is. If it's something that's not county, call me. We'll get you connected with who it is. We'll tell you, look, this isn't a county issue, but here's who you're going to talk to. Here's how it's going to go. We'll contact them, let them know that you're calling, get the ball rolling to get you what you need. And I want to get everyone an answer. You may not like the answer, but I'm going to get you an answer of what's happening.
Yeah, be as realistic as possible, right? So now you've done a lot with the human trafficking.
Yes.
That's a huge
If you look at the
concern.
heat map, the Northeast is red hot. And I remember campaigning, telling people, yeah, we have a human trafficking court here. What do you mean? Human trafficking is such an issue. We have a court specifically dedicated to that for adults and children, Aaron's Court. So the adults, it's mostly women being trafficked, mostly Suffolk County residents, and you have boys and girls being trafficked here. And I've heard of a story of a 12-year-old boy being trafficked, fought against his traffickers, and because of that, they ripped out all his teeth.
Wow.
And that's in our community. That's in our backyard.
Now, has the laws gotten stronger over the last so many years?
For federal law, they're usually going federal case because the state laws are not strong. And I'm working on something now to give more tools to our law enforcement partners, our DAs, to fight this and find these people. Because again, there is gangs, there is international things going on with it, but a lot of it is drug dealers who realize I can sell a drug once, but I can sell a person over and over and over again. And it's everywhere. It's not just like Brentwood, Central Islip. It happened in Sound Beach. It happened in Sayville. It happens
It doesn't
everywhere.
discriminate. It's all over.
No. Yeah.
And it's a sick...
Horrible people.
Yeah.
They deserve to be locked away. They're not part of our community. If they're going to take advantage of some of the most vulnerable people, Absolutely
And
not.
they put thought into this too.
Yes.
They figure out how to do it, right?
And they evolved. They used to brand the women and the children, and now they realize they can't do that because it connects them back to it.
Wow. Now, what else? Now you have the human trafficking, in terms of economics wise, in terms of affordability. What are you looking to do?
I've seen that the median price of homes in Suffolk County has exploded. It's not sustainable. I think the last time I saw it was $700,000, the average cost in Suffolk County. So to avoid PMI, you have to put down $140,000.
Nobody has that kind of money.
How are we going to sustain this? So I really am starting to take a look into what's happening here. Now, we've heard about places like throughout the country of Black Rock, State Street, buying up homes and renting them out. What I want to look at is that happening here. There's a difference of Lennon LLC to have my home in an LLC just to protect it versus it's layered in businesses where corporations are buying the homes in our community and just renting them out and forcing people essentially to not be able to afford homes. Because they could walk into my house and go, I'll give you $1 million. It's nothing to them.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be that far above
and you can't
market,
compete with that.
How can you say no?
Yeah,
I understand why people are doing it. But then there's effects, second and third order effects that are coming from that.
Unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
Now, you have, what, about 2 months, right? Or actually less than that.
Less than that.
Right?
About a month and a half.
Month and a half, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are the big goals that you're looking to put out there? What are you looking to put to the people in terms of saying, I want to keep my job. I want to get reelected.
Just look at,
I'm a young guy. I'm new to this profession, but this is where I'm going to grow.
It's just look at everything that I've done. Let my record speak for itself. It's smaller because it hasn't even been 2 years yet, but look at what I voted for. I'm looking at open space preservation, including in the 6th District, across the island, looking at improving the infrastructure.
Any areas of open space that you'd like to see, like the government, buy or hold on to?
So for our district was the Girl Scouts area, but the Girl Scouts turned down the offer.
Was that in Baden Hollow?
That was right in Yaphank.
Yaphank, okay.
Yep, right in our district, but the Girl Scouts decided to turn that offer down. Very disappointed. That would have been great for us to have. But one thing I am looking at...
Yeah, but you put the effort forth to do that, though.
We tried.
Yeah.
And look, the county's not going to go above market because, look, it's everybody's money that's doing that.
Sure.
So, but what I am looking at is the county owns tons of properties. And what I'm looking at now, do we have these in-between properties, say, between our homes? Can we start offloading this? Because it costs money for everything that we have. Things that are next to the Pine Barrens land, state land, county park land. Let's just get it off the rolls and stop costing everybody money by maintaining this. So I'm going through a plan now. I'm meeting with economic development in about a week or so, and then we're going to, start talking to Pine Barrens, county, state, and look, is there also properties there that can be developed into homes? Maybe we can sell it to Habitat for Humanity, Wounded Warrior Project for $1, and they can do something great. Maybe we can get the home to someone who's in the community who's in need of a home. Like, there's different things we can do here to support the community.
And that's why the houses have exploded, because they're not building nearly as many as they did. Like when we were growing up, you had neighborhoods, developments just going up.
And you got to be careful of affordable housing because they're building a ton of apartments, but rent for $4,000 a month, is that really affordable? Not to me.
No, especially if you're younger and you're just coming out of college and you have all kinds of debt to begin with.
And that's why we lose people in the community here to going out of state.
Yeah, going somewhere else.
Yes.
Okay. So now, when you look at your military career, what were the things in terms of your military career that helped you with your political?
Take care of the people that take care of you. Listen to what people have to say. Realize that you have the responsibility of making those decisions. Whatever decision is going to be mine at the end of the day, and be at the points of friction. So I understand my responsibility is to listen to what people have to say. Based on that, based on the research that I do, what do I think is going to be best? Because I was elected to make decisions at the county level for the 6th District. So you got to put the work in for that. If people are calling you with an issue, go there, and especially if multiple times people calling, let's go there and see what's actually happening here and talk to people. And I've done that. Like, listen, here's where we are at the county. Here's what I can do. Here's where I cannot do. County can't just tell people, hey, we're going in your house because it's inconvenient for everyone else. You wouldn't like that if it was inconvenient for somebody else. So there's certain lengths we can go to. I will still work with all our partners and say, look, here's what the county can do. I'm going to put you in touch with state, town, federal, whatever it is, and let's all work together. I've done that with our different partners at various levels of government. And that's what's great is I have a lot of good partners.
You're building up relationships too, right?
Yeah.
And that takes time. It's not going to all just happen in one term, right?
Yeah. And doing different programs we've done besides the blood drives, because there's a low number of blood donations out there. We did a small business seminar. We're working with LIBOR for first-time home buyers, choices and consequences, senior scammers, which is not really senior scammers.
Yeah.
How many phone calls do we all get a day for spam? The text messages, hey, it's MTA, pay us money.
Yeah.
It's not the MTA.
Sure.
So just getting information out to people out there and hey, what do you also want? There's different programs I can bring to you. What would you like to see?
Now, you think we're here in Glen Cove. You grew up a couple miles away in Bayville. You're a quarterback on the football team. You're a point guard.
I wasn't the quarterback of the football team.
What were you on the football team there?
I never got on the football team because I was too busy. When I was at St. Dominic's, there's no football team.
Right.
And then I was too busy with baseball and
All right,
basketball.
so
But I enjoyed playing football when I did.
You like playing football with your buddies, right?
Yes.
You're a pitcher and a catcher, right? You're a point guard on the basketball team. You come from a blue-collar background. You're very highly educated, right? In terms of going to, for your bachelor's, then your master's at Delphi, then your college education, right? Your law education, and then your military. You're kind of on that path of leadership, right? Like you don't veer away from it.
I like it because it's a great responsibility. And look, no matter what your title is, you can be a leader. I tell my Marines that all the time. I don't care if you're the second lieutenant, if you're a private, you can be a leader. You can be a leader of those who are higher than you in rank just by what you are doing and making sure you hold people accountable too. Like if some people are saying things they shouldn't go and, hey, that's not what we do here. Doesn't matter where you're at. That's being a leader. When you need to step in, you step in.
You step in and you do the best you can.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes indecision is
the worst thing
you can do, right?
Look, you got to make a decision and you got to go with it.
Yeah.
And there's a certain...
And it don't always work out, but you keep on moving forward, right?
But that's why you do the research to understand sometimes what is not the decision to make someplace.
Yeah.
And understanding what... And that's why I ask folks, let me know what I'm not seeing because I can't see the whole picture. So I don't want those unintended second, third order effects to harm anyone. And that's what I try to understand, to look at, to see the whole thing, because decisions we make today as a legislature, it's going to have effect in 10 years.
Sure.
Try to forecast what that is going to be. Is that going to be negative? Well, let's relook at what we're doing here.
Okay. Now, in July, you get promoted to the rank of lieutenant colonel. Mm-hmm. I was there along with a lot of other members of the VFW, Suffolk County chapter of Vietnam vets, Jewish war veterans, all the different American legions, stuff like that, along with your peers with the legislature. What kind of feeling was that like?
I
get
overwhelmed,
right?
By everyone there. And it was great to share it with my kids who pinned me.
Your little guys were there on their knees and helping them, right? And
that was great. I was in Afghanistan when I first got promoted. And then I got promoted again with the reserve unit. Then I was promoted when I was at recon in Texas. So this is the first time I had an opportunity to share that with more people around where I live, and especially my kids who see me go off to military every month.
Yeah.
They don't like it.
Yeah, you went to AT over the summertime, right?
Yeah. And my daughter's always like, I don't like when you go to military. I'm like, I know. You're making it difficult to go. But it was great to share a promotion with them and have them be the ones who put the rank on me.
Yeah, someday they're going to tell their own kids that.
And my son wants to go in the Air Force to be a fighter pilot.
Yeah, sure.
I think my daughter might be a Marine general one day, the way she's going. But
all right, well,
whatever they want to do.
They got the background, right?
They're learning a lot.
And then your father
was in the Navy, yeah.
And then you probably have some other family members as well.
Uncles were in the Army, Vietnam, Korea. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're going to come back with Chad for a fourth episode here on the Fog of War and Humanity. This is the first time that we've gone beyond 3. And Chad just has a wealth of knowledge and experience. And we want to talk to him about something special that he had just recently done for veterans on the east end of Long Island. Please come back here to hmTV and the Fog of War and Humanity.